Boris Johnson last night, it seemed to me, had a reasonably good start to that debate, and then it all fell to pieces. And by the end, he seemed incapable of answering any question with a straight answer, whether it was the situation involving Sir Kim Darroch, the ambassador to the US, or whether it was the third runway at Heathrow. What is his problem? Why can't he just give a straight answer to straight questions? They're not difficult questions.
Oh, he gave straight answers very clearly. I thought that the clarity about needing to deliver on Brexit and then move on as a country and solve a whole load of other problems that we face, I think that shone through. And actually, he was accused of peddling optimism. I think peddling optimism is what we want to see a lot more of in this country, where we can be look forward with confidence and deliver Brexit, yes, but then pull the country together and get moving. That's what people want to see. And I thought,
well, to be fair,
if that's what you're going to be accused of, that's exactly the right thing.
The trouble is, of course, everybody wants optimism. We also need a bit of realism, don't we? We can't just get through on a sort of, blitz spirit where it's all going to happen. You've got to have a plan to make things happen. What is the plan? Is the plan that you're going to persuade? Yes. Is he going to persuade the ERG that the current withdrawal deal is actually something they can stomach? Or is he going to go back to the EU who have said, no, we're not reopening the withdrawal deal, and somehow miraculously make them renegotiate? Is he going to come up with some form of technology for the Northern Ireland border that no one's discovered before but is going to eliminate the problems there? What is the plan?
Well, yes, he's been very clear that the best way to leave is with a deal. And in fact, one of the reasons that I've backed him is because I think he's got the best chance of getting a deal and getting us to leave on the 31st of October with a deal. And of course, asking the Europeans to make changes to an agreement that clearly couldn't get through Parliament despite 3 attempts. Of course, that's got to be part of the plan, and I very much hope that they see that we all want to leave with a deal, because that's the best way to resolve this, the impasse that we're in.
What has Boris Johnson got up his sleeve that is going to persuade the EU to renegotiate the current deal?
Well, they don't want us to leave with no deal either. And in fact, just this week, you've seen the Irish government start to set out the impact of no deal in Ireland. People on the continent, the same as here, we don't want to leave without a deal. We want to leave with a deal. And we've got one last chance to negotiate that, and we need to get it done.
Boris Johnson has said that we will leave on October the 31st, do or die. And that could mean a no deal. Now, you say the EU don't want us to leave with no deal. We don't want to leave with no deal. Boris Johnson is saying he's perfectly happy to leave with no deal. You once said that, and you talked to cabinet ministers, that you could not guarantee there would be no deaths if Britain leaves the EU without a deal. So when Boris Johnson says do or die, I mean, that's a little bit more serious, isn't it? Do you think people are going to die after October the 31st if he sticks to his promise?
We've done all of the preparations since then in the health service, in the run-up, actually, to 29th of March, in case there was a no-deal exit then. We've renewed that work to make sure that we've got the preparations ready for the 31st of October. And obviously, that is the work of government, but we need a lot of other partners as well to help with that, especially the pharmaceutical industry. They've really stepped up to the plate to make sure that we get the free flow of medicines in the event of a no-deal exit. But it is absolutely better that we leave with a deal. And that one of the reasons I'm backing Boris, as I said, is because I think because of the clarity he's brought to this debate on making sure that we actually deliver on the vote that was now over 3 years ago, I think he has the best chance of achieving a deal.
We're talking about clarity,
bringing the country together, and then we can move on.
All right, talking about clarity in debates, he was completely unclear about the future of Sir Kim Darroch, our man in Washington, the ambassador. What is your view? Should Sir Kim Darroch step down? Should he remain in his post till he was due to leave, I think, in January for another 6 months? Given that the President of the United States says he will no longer deal with him, what should happen with our ambassador?
Well, I think that Sir Kim is an absolutely fantastic public servant. I've worked with him very closely his previous job as National Security Advisor. I was responsible for the National Security Secretariat. And I think that he was doing his job in explaining to ministers what he thought and what he saw. And it's incredibly important that civil servants, whether in the Foreign Office or right across the board, can say objectively.
So he should stay in his job then? You agree with Jeremy Hunt that he should stay in his job?
Well, I think that he was doing his job. Now, the relationship with the US is incredibly important, and it's bigger than any one person. But I think we've got to make sure that civil servants feel able to write down what they think in advice to ministers.
But if they express what they think in such an incendiary manner, in my view, having read it all, just parroting talking points which are very anti-Trump on American media, nothing particularly insightful, just the regular kind of stuff, and it all gets leaked to the enraging of the US president and the way we've seen, and a complete cessation of any dealings with him, surely his position becomes untenable. And again, I don't want to, you're not Boris Johnson, but Boris wouldn't answer his question. Jeremy Hunt was very clear. Sir Kim Darroch stays in his job if he's Prime Minister till he leaves in January. What is your position as a senior member of Boris's team? Does Sir Kim Darroch stay in his job, or should he step down?
Well, I think that Sir Kim is a terrific public servant.
Yeah, you said that.
And I think that the relationship is bigger. Yeah, and I think that the relationship is bigger than any one individual. In fact, one of the positive things
what does that mean, though, Health Secretary? Does that mean he should
Boris
step down?
Johnson win? Well, one of the things I'm looking forward to is being able to reset this relationship with our most important ally, which has been, under strain in the recent past. And whoever's president of the United States, we need to have a really positive relationship.
No, but we know right now it couldn't be any less positive. We know right now that relationship couldn't be any less positive. It's about as toxic as it gets. The leaked memos reveal that our man in Washington has been openly scathing about the President of the United States, who's now said, I'm not dealing with him again. Jeremy Hunt, very clear. If he's Prime Minister in a couple of weeks' time, Sir Kim Darroch stays in his post. Are you as clear on behalf of Boris Johnson? Does Sir Kim Darroch stay in his post if Boris wins? Or should he, do you think, consider his position given the gravity of the response from the President?
Well, I think that it's incredibly important that we have that strong relationship, and the relationship is bigger than any one individual.
But what does that mean?
Sir Kim has been... Well, it means that we've got to reset the relationship.
How?
And
does he stay or go?
Even this whole debate, even this whole debate focusing on one individual person.
He's the ambassador.
Is the wrong way to approach it.
He's representing our country in Washington.
But there's much more to the relationship.
I can't work out, with respect, I couldn't work out what Boris was saying last night about this, and I can't work out what your position is on behalf of Boris. Should he stay or should he go? Simple question. Jeremy Hunt could answer it.
Well, maybe, Piers, you should listen to my answer. Right?
Okay.
Which is that the relationship is incredibly important. I think that the fact we're going to have, I hope, a Prime Minister who has a good relationship with the White House and with the President is very valuable. And I think that the relationship is much, much bigger than any one individual person. I also think it's incredibly important
so he should go then, Sir Kim.
That we don't... I also think it's incredibly important. Incredibly important.
What's incredibly important is that you answer the question.
Including ambassadors. Can,
Keep going.
And I am responding to your question by telling
the question
you
with respect,
that I think the relationship is bigger.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Should he stay or go?
Look, Piers, there's so much more to the relationship than one individual person.
I know, you keep telling me
It's
that.
about
But
making
Should that
sure
one
that
there
individual
is-
person
there is a reality check, which is the president says, I'm not going to deal with this guy. Do we have a lame duck ambassador for 6 more months with no relationship with the White House, no relation? He's already been banned from meetings, banned from dinners. Is it now untenable? Should he step down? Yes or no?
I am a strong supporter of that relationship.
I know.
I'm actually on here to talk about making sure you can get better health advice.
I want to get to
through
Alexa, but I want to get an answer out of you.
And-
You keep telling me I'm not listening to your answer. Every time I listen, you don't answer.
Yeah, but Piers, that's because the question is much bigger than the question that you're pushing.
Jeremy Hunt had
And
no
I'm
problem
not gonna
answering
get
it.
into
Why are you guys not answering a
But
simple
I'm not
question?
gonna get
Jeremy
into
Hunt
that.
was quite clear. Sir Kim Darroch stays in his job. I'm standing up for our ambassador against the president. Neither Boris nor you will give a straight answer. I think we're entitled to know whether you guys think Sir Kim Darroch should stay in his position or should step aside. What is the answer?
I am absolutely sticking up for Sir Kim and all of our civil servants to write what they think to make sure people can
Yeah, you've said that.
get
So
the
should he
advice
stay or
without
go?
fear or favour.
He should
Yeah.
stay, it sounds
He
like.
should stay
Well,
then.
I strongly support civil servants.
Should he
to
stay
be
in his
able
job
to
then?
do that? But we've also. Oh God! I mean,
No, you can't
we're
be
not gonna get any
frustrated with
further
me.
than this,
You're
Piers,
the one
because
not answering the straight question.
Perhaps we should
I'm the-
ask Alexa.
It's not.
Come on, let's ask Alexa.
Alexa,
I
should
am-
Sir Kim Darroch stay or go?
There you go. And the NHS can give you
Doesn't know
good
either.
advice.
Alexa doesn't know the
Alexa,
answer.
I'm-
See, if she's
am-
listened to
I am-
all
Look,
your answers and she does know.
We're gonna move to Alexa. We're gonna move to Alexa. We're going to move to Alexa, but given that Jeremy Hunt was unequivocal, I'm just going to ask you one more time and give you one more chance, right? Should Sir Kim Darroch, given all that's happened, stay in his position for another 6 months until he leaves, or should he stand aside? It's a yes or no, it's a stay or go.
I think that Sir Kim has done a good job. I deplore the leaks that have happened because that makes it impossible it makes it so much harder for people to do their jobs. And I think that we need to reset this relationship so we have a strong and positive relationship with our closest ally, our closest military, and what ought to be our closest diplomatic ally. And we need to get past this and reset that relationship.
So what's the answer?
No, you said you'd ask one more time and you have
I know,
asked
but
one more time. And I don't think we've got to, I think the
Piers,
viewers will know,
I've
Mr. Hancock, we haven't got a straight answer from you.
I've
You'd
given
have
my
to agree.
response.
Yeah, we've got your
I've given my
response.
response.